pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oops, right.
Nope, you're okay. Slid over.
Okay, welcome everybody. This is the regular City Council meeting, December 9, 2024. We'll start with a roll call, please.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston, Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Brusader,
Here.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Next, I need a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Next, we move to public comment. Dave, anything back there?
Nothing, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Next, we move to the consent agenda. I need a motion to accept and approve the consent agenda that approves the following: the minutes of the November 25, 2024 regular meeting, the minutes of the December 2, 2024 work session special meeting, and the River's Edge Sports and Fitness Class C retail alcohol license renewal effective February 2nd, 2025 through February 1st, 2026.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Next, we move to the financials. I need a motion to approve claims for payment.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Now we're on item number 7, the bank reconciliation. This is for information only. Anybody have any questions with respect to the bank reconciliation?
No, but I sure appreciate it going through there. It's informative things that I was looking for.
Great. Next, we move to item number 8. Again, this is information only. This is the revenues and expenses to date. Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay, hearing none, we'll move to item number 9. This is the fiscal year 2024 audit report. So you have a presentation for us? Thank you, Dustin. You want to introduce yourself again?
Yeah, absolutely. Susie, can you help me get this set up? The numbers are one thing, the technology is another.
Let him on the phone.
Thank you, Susie.
I don't know where the cords are.
handled something for you this time instead of the other way around.
I don't know where the cords are. Because we can do by cord, but.
I can't remember if I shut my volume off.
Can they pull it up on there and I can just have someone else run it? I guess whatever's easiest.
It's okay, Tom. We're just waiting, trying to get the system to load.
I'm guessing that call was something about audio.
Should just take a minute.
Our audios.
I don't know. I'm sure it's something about the.
Maybe.
Certainly thinking about it.
There we go.
Go.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Got the right name on it.
Yeah.
City of
Did you say
Independence.
somebody said the audio wasn't working? I'm sure that's what the call is about. I don't know. Let's check
There
here.
you go. Beautiful. Thanks, Matt.
Perfect.
You bet. Okay. That's usually the hardest part, right? The technology. The
Yeah.
rest of this, it's pretty easy. So I'm Dustin. I'm a senior manager with Bergen KDV. Been doing this with the city for a handful of years, so we really, again, appreciate the opportunity to come and speak with you. If you have any questions during my presentation, feel free to ask. I have such a passion for city finance that if nobody stops me, I'll just kind of go through the whole thing
Okay.
pretty quickly. So the first couple of slides that we have are the different reports that we issue. The first one being the independent auditor's report. The first bullet point, what you essentially hire us for is to, come and test, examine, issue an opinion on your financial statements. So we do give an unmodified opinion, which is the best we are allowed to give as your auditors. It states that your financial statements are fairly presented in all material respects. We do give an adverse opinion on the Independence Light Power, purely because we don't audit them. We don't include them in your financial statements. Based on how they're organized, they should be included, but because they're on a different basis of accounting and a different year end, we think it would be more confusing to, include them. So we just, call it out and say that, yep, they should be part of your financial statements. They're not, so we're not giving an opinion on them. So very similar to how we've approached it in the past, but when people see adverse in an audit opinion, sometimes, it's no good. A couple other reports that we issue, the first one being the Government Auditing Standards Report. So because of the level of grant funding you receive, we're required to look a little bit closer at compliance with laws, contracts, grant agreements, internal controls. So we do have 2 internal control findings. They're the same 2 lack of segregation findings that we've given in years past related to the fire department and the Public Library Foundation. They're at significant deficiency levels, which is a mid-level finding in audit speak. It means that there are some compensating controls there, where there are some double checks, but not enough where we can eliminate the comment entirely. So same findings at the exact same level as we've had in years past. And then the second bullet point, the Iowa Code of Compliance. So the state auditor gives us a series of checklists to look at, specific state statutes. And so one finding related to that, just related to one fund being in deficit. I think it's about $60,000, and probably something that you're very well aware from Susie. It's related to TIF and some of the money that's outstanding from the county. But because you're on cash basis, that money hasn't come in yet, so we can't recognize it as revenue until it actually comes in. The last bullet point is the single audit report. So you expended more than $750,000 in federal funding this year, which means we're required to pick on a couple of the biggest programs. This year we looked at your airport funding, just because you have a couple of pretty large airport projects going on that brought in some significant federal dollars. So no findings related to that specific program. So next, the next couple slides are going to look at the general fund. So overall, your general fund balance did decrease by about $630,000. Your fund balance policy calls for about 25% of expenditures in fund balance. Total fund balance of $1.4 million represents about 26% of expenditures at year end. So in compliance with that policy. Onto the receipts. So overall, receipts decreased by about $482,000 or 9%. The biggest one in there is going to be intergovernmental receipts decreasing because you didn't receive ARPA. You received that in 22 and 23, and that was kind of one-time stuff. And so that went away this year. Taxes receipts decreased related to a decrease in the general fund share of the levy. And then uses of money and property increased related to better market conditions and just getting more money for the money you have sitting in the bank. So in addition to those receipts, there were also transfers in of other funds from other funds of about $314,000. On the disbursements side, total disbursements increased about 2.7% or $100,000. The only variance of note was Culture and Rec increased related to a turf project this year. But otherwise things were pretty consistent year over year. The general fund also transferred out about $347,000 to other funds. These next couple of slides are going to look at your enterprise funds, so your water, sewer, stormwater. So these funds are expected to be self-sustaining. Hopefully the amounts that you're bringing in are enough to sustain the operations for those funds, plus any capital and debt and all of that good stuff. So we give you a few different numbers. So this first one being the operating income. So this is purely, what you're bringing in from operations to what it takes to run the department. It doesn't include debt service, so payments on loans, bonds. It doesn't include capital projects. And it doesn't include transfers in and out to other funds. So all of these numbers look really positive, right? Because it doesn't include debt, capital projects, or transfers out. So the water fund did have an operating income of $565,000, which is the green bar. It was a decrease of about $279,000 from last year related to more repair and maintenance costs. And then there was also decreased receipts related to one of your large water customers being idle for part of the year. And so fewer receipts came in. So outside of this amount, you did have debt service of $93,000, capital project cost of $280,000, and then transfers in from other funds of about $41,000. The sewer fund operating income, so that's going to be your blue bar, that's $1.4 million. And so outside of this, there were capital projects of $1.5 million, and that's related to that wastewater treatment plant redesign. You had some significant engineering costs related to that this year, and then you also had debt service costs of $605,000. And so the next slide, we'll see the actual impact on ending cash balance. So I know this is a lot to think about, right? The stormwater, which is the brownish, orangish bar, operating income of $152,000, which is a slight increase year over year. Disbursements, outside of this, capital projects of about $172,000 related to some different stuff going on. So you kind of have to take the last slide with this slide, right? So last slide was operating income, which doesn't include capital projects, doesn't include debt service. And then this is your actual cash position. So kind of how all of that stuff impacts your cash position. So again, the blue bar is your sewer fund. So year over year, a decrease related to that wastewater treatment plant redesign. Cash balance of the water fund, which is the green bar, did increase. It did increase year over year, just related to some positive operations. And then stormwater stayed pretty consistent, decreasing slightly. The last thing I wanted to look at was the capital project fund. So this fund, fluctuates all over the place. You issue a bond, you spend the bond, that sort of thing. So it's not unusual to have it fluctuate all over the place. The thing I did want to call your attention to, and I think it's something we've touched on in the past, is that within this fund there are, maybe 10 to 20 different capital project funds. So every time you do a major capital project, it gets a whole little bucket. You put the bond proceeds in there, you put the grant proceeds in there, and then you spend it. So within this capital projects fund, there are a group of funds that are about $1 million negative from previous projects. So those amounts are, if a project goes over budget, so I just want to call your attention to that, because there is about $1 million hole for previous capital projects where there aren't going to be grants coming in. You're not going to issue bonds for because those projects are done. But there is that hole, right, that eventually will need to be filled. And so Susie, Matt, very aware of those things, but wanted to bring it to your attention as well. And that's me. So if there's ever anything throughout the year that I can ever help you with, government finance is wild, and so anything I can ever do to make your life or jobs easier, I'm definitely here to do. But I'll take any questions if you have them.
Anything? Okay, Dustin, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks,
We
Dustin.
appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
I'm assuming we have a plan to fill the hole?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, next we'll move to item number 10. Pursuant to the agenda, I'm going to now convene a public hearing for the fiscal year 2025 budget amendment number 1. Is there anybody that has anything with respect to that from the audience? Hearing none.
I did not receive any written comments prior to the meeting.
Okay, I'll now close the public hearing. There's nothing to note for the record. Just council, for your information, January 13th, 2025 is when we'll actually be voting on the approved budget amendment itself. So now that we've been through the issue about the public hearing. Okay, so let's move to item number 11. There are several planning and zoning and other appointments that I routinely make at the end of the year. It's my practice not to, if a person is on a committee, wants to remain on the committee, and there's the people that are in charge of the committee, its oversight, don't have any issue with them and are happy to have them continue, then I do not move them off that committee. I keep them on that committee. Number 11 is a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign a resolution reappointing Jane Levin, Leaven, to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. That would be a roll call vote.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item number 12. This is a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign a resolution reappointing Tammy Fenner for the Planning and Zoning Commission. Again, this is a roll call. First, I need the motion.
So moved.
Second.
This is again a roll call vote.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston.
Yes.
Okay, that passes 7-0 as well. Next, we move to item number 13. I need a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign a resolution reappointing Matt Maynor to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Again, this is a roll call vote.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes.
Again, that passes 7-0. Next, we move to item number 14. I need a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign a resolution reappointing Julie Wolfcool to the Board of Adjustment.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Again, this is a roll call vote.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item number 15. Need a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign the resolution that accepts the work covering the North Aircraft Parking Apron Project and to authorize the city manager to sign the certificate of substantial completion.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. We discussed this a little bit at the work session. Anybody else have any further comments or discussion with regard to this? This is a completed project. The engineering have completed, given us all the sign-offs and everything. So this is just our final step in approving it itself by council. If there's no further discussion, this would again be a roll call vote.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item number 16. We have a resolution, I need a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign a resolution that approves the stormwater pollution prevention plan for the James H. Connell Field at the Independence Municipal Airport and empowering the city manager to complete any remaining related processes.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Again, we discussed this at the work session itself. This is something that we've been working on for a while, and we think we're in a position at this point. It's already been through the board of the airport board itself. Any further discussion with regard to this prevention plan? Hearing none, this would again be a roll call vote.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin.
Yes.
Passes 7-0 also. Next, I need a motion to cancel the Monday, December 23, 2024 regularly scheduled city council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Do you want to do it by consent, or do you want to do it?
Your choice.
We'll do it by consent. Does anybody have any further discussion regarding it? We routinely, when it's that close to Christmas, we'll not have a meeting on that Monday. So let's do this by consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
No.
Are you a no, Tom?
Yay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So it passes 6-1. Next, we move to item number 18. This is a motion to adopt the 2025 City Council meeting schedule, which all of you have now seen. Is there, I need a motion and a second first.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Hearing none, that schedule is adopted. Next, we move to item number 19. I need a motion to approve change order number 1 for the North Aircraft Parking Apron Project with a decrease to the contract in the amount of $17,745.07 and to authorize the city manager to sign the change order.
So moved.
Second.
$17,545.
Thank you, $17,545.07. And to authorize the city manager to sign the change order. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
O'Laughlin and
I have a
Weber.
motion. Any further discussion with respect to this change order?
Where will
Okay.
that money go? Can that go back into general fund or
It just remains unexpended out of the fund,
out of the
out of the
aircraft?
project fund.
It'll stay within the airport project fund.
Right,
For the next project.
yeah.
Okay, this would then be a roll call vote.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item number 20. This is a motion to approve the airport 5-year CIP.
So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Excuse me, we discussed this at the work session. The reason we're doing the CIP for the airport first ahead of the other departments is because the FAA has certain requirements in terms of when things have to be done to them. This is something that we need to do for that reason. Is there, I've got the motion in the second already, so any other further discussion with regard to that?
The only question I have, just to verify one more time, I believe it was like 3 years down the road, there's about $1 million expenditure, but it doesn't mean we have to do it.
Absolutely. We're just targeting it so we have money set aside, to start setting monies aside for that in the event that when we reach that, the council approves it and it's appropriate to do at that time.
Okay.
So you're talking about the runway rehabilitation and the taxiway and so on and so forth?
Yes.
You're correct, the overall cost is around $1 million, but the city's piece of that's about $100,000.
Right.
So,
Okay, so again, this would be a roll call vote then?
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston.
Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item number 21. I need a motion to authorize the city manager to facilitate the sale of certain items from the fire department property.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, what we're talking about here is we've got a couple of fans and we've got two rescue saws that are no longer being used here. So this just allows the city manager to work with the fire department in order to accomplish the transfer of those properties, because they're currently city property, so we can't transfer them without the approval of council. So that's what the purpose of this is. So I have got a motion already and a second. Is there further discussion with regard
Yeah,
to this?
why are we looking at Wisconsin to be the advertising site instead of like Gov Deals through Iowa?
I'm not familiar with it.
Wisconsin Surplus was the only one that responded when I reached out.
Gov Deals did not?
I have not, I didn't get any response from them, no. Now, that doesn't mean, I can check with them again and see. I mean, that's just the one that I've.
It's basically
been
an
responsive.
online auction site, so you,
They all are, yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
all you do is like call them up and say,
Right.
we have these items to, it doesn't.
We can look at
there's
Gov
no
Deals.
cost.
We can look at Gov Deals. There's no cost for Wisconsin Surplus either. None of them charge fees to us as the seller.
Okay.
So we can look at anything, yeah. But I'll make a note of it to look at Gov Deals as
Yeah,
well and
please.
see if I can get them to respond.
Keep in mind, the approval of this motion is just to allow the city manager to facilitate the sale, so we're not
Sure.
requiring that they use any particular thing.
Oh, I know, I'm just,
Okay,
but when I read that, I thought, well, I'd like,
Sure.
keep it
No,
state.
good feedback.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
one other thing, we aren't doing any holds on it. It's whatever the highest bidder is.
Right.
Okay, so this would then be a roll call vote?
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston. Hannah.
Yes.
Passes 7-0.
Before we move on, Mayor, can Dick, would there be any local departments around the area that could benefit from these items, or?
Here again, I'm not sure exactly what it is that we're getting rid of, so.
2 fans and 2 saws.
2 fans
It's
and 2
the
saws.
positive pressure fans and rescue saws. These are items that
Gas-powered
Blake,
ones that we no longer use, yeah.
yeah, these are items that Blake
Yeah.
reached out and said that the fire department needed to dispose of.
Right, yep. So, I mean, it's a possibility, but not talking to them, I
Right.
really.
But maybe the next county meeting, somebody could bring up to,
Well, we can check with that. I mean, the motion that was approved by the council was just for me to facilitate the sale of the items. So, I mean, even if another department wanted them, if they give us $1, technically, we're meeting the term of
Yeah.
what was approved.
could you
So,
foresee maybe one of those used?
I don't know what other departments are, what they're using or what their needs
Sure.
are, so.
I could talk to Blake and have him.
possibility,
Yeah, because I mean, if we could help local, I'd rather help local
Right.
if we could.
but- Oh, absolutely, that's what we usually try to do.
Yeah,
Sounds great. Thank you, Dick.
thank you.
Okay, now, item 22, 23, 24, and 25 deal with reports, and before we actually get involved in these, I want to remind council that what we're looking at is the monthly reports from these different departments, and if you have questions about the reports themselves or something that's in the report, but this is not our opportunity to talk to them about other things within the department that might be going on. This is just the report itself. So we'll start with item number 22, which is the Police Department monthly report. Did anybody have any questions with regard to that particular report? Everybody had a chance to...
Was that impacted by staffing at all, Chief? I mean, did,
Yeah, you'll see our numbers like on traffic probably drop. And
That's what I
remember,
wondered. That's
over a
what I
long
wondered.
period. So yes, the staffing issues will make those numbers drop. And then we expect those as we fill back up and get people off FTO for those numbers to rise again.
sure.
Anything else, anybody, with regard to the Police Department report? Okay. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Move to item number 20. Dave,
Tom?
Tom, did you have something? I'm sorry.
No, I just want to thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Okay, next we'll move to item number 23. This is the Fire Department's monthly report. Did anybody have any questions with regard to that specific report? Okay, hearing none, then we would then move to item number 24, which is the Building Department monthly report. Anybody have any questions with regard to the Building Department report? Okay. Hearing none, we move to item number 25, which is the ILPT report. Anybody have any questions with regard to that? You guys are easy tonight? Okay, next we move to item number 26, which is the council members' report. We'll start with you, Brett. Did you have anything?
Nothing either, Mayor.
Okay.
No.
Tom, did you have anything today?
Were you at the work session last week, Mr. Mayor?
Did I what?
Were you at the work
Were
sessions
you
last
at
week?
the work session last week?
I was,
You were?
yeah. I used
Here, I thought it was bad. Sorry about that. Okay, all is well.
No, I was using a fake voice, though, because I didn't have enough of my own voice, so you probably didn't recognize it on the phone. All right, so Tom, you don't have anything today, then?
Correct.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ralph?
I just have a one thing dealing with Oakwood Cemetery. We had a committee meeting last Saturday, and on June 18th, we will be January 18th. Well, I don't know why I keep saying June. On January 18th, we'll be having a fundraiser at River's Edge. It's going to be a chili cook-off.
Nice.
As of right now, I believe, Deb, we have 5 or 6 people already committed to making chili, and I have a couple, 3 others that are possibly going to be interested. And we will be having 5 people doing judging of it. And it will be open to the general public to come in and get the chili, taste the chili and everything. There will be no cover charge or door charge. It will be an at-will donation for the general public to come in, donate what you feel comfortable with. And on top of that, we are adding a silent auction. And after today, I've got 25 businesses within our community that have committed to donating merchandise, gift certificates, and everything that will be done on a silent auction for the general public to come in. And we need a lot of people because there's a lot of prizes. And the highest I saw so far on dollar value coming from a business was roughly $300.
Great.
So there will be a wide variety of choices to choose from and a wide variety of price ranges.
Sure, that sounds great. Ralph, one suggestion to you is you might want to reach out to Lisa Kramer. Buchanan County Economic Development had a chili cook-off at Denali's not too long ago, and I think they had 11 or 12 different chilies that were available then. So if you talk to Lisa, there might be other people that might also be interested in participating. Yes.
Okay, appreciate that.
Okay. Brian?
I have nothing, Mayor. Thank you.
Mike?
I wondered if there's any progress on the traffic camera appeal?
Dave, you want to come up and, I don't know of any update.
I saw it on TV.
So during a meeting on another topic, at that time, we were told, oh yeah, you got to hurry up and have it in by this Friday, and that was a Wednesday, I believe. Matt and I were at that meeting. I came back, I contacted a few people, started up, but we didn't have stats. So Then just here a week ago, I got the notice from the DOT as to when it has to be in by, and I've been in contact with Daniel Morgan from Lynch, Dallas. He wrote an appeal for someone else, and he's going to write ours.
Oh, good.
So it'll be well thought out. Originally, when I was in the time crunch, I was using somebody else's, and I wasn't happy with it. And then when we didn't get the stuff in, I'd never seen anything. But the DOT then did set the date, and it's February something or other. I can't remember. Matt got it as well, I think. It was February, like,
Yeah, it's sometime in February. I don't remember the date
yeah.
off the top of my head.
So that's where we're at with it. And again, rush it off and get it done quick, or get it done right and have one shot at the apple, I guess.
Is there potential where they could say, okay, you guys, Third Avenue is no longer viable, but the school one is viable?
I think that's a potential. I think at this point, anything is a potential, because we got surprised when they gave us the rejections on our first applications. So I think the potential is there for anything and everything at this point. So I won't be surprised one way or the other, I guess. But the nice thing is Waterloo and Cedar Rapids have theirs in, so we're going to see how those come out. And I don't even know how quickly they'll get those out. So that may also give us some.
Well, haven't some been more, I mean, there was only 9 that were initially approved, but haven't some more been approved since then?
No.
Didn't Davenport get 2 approved?
They were allowed, if they had been permitted on mobile locations, to resubmit and get more mobile locations.
Okay.
But on the flip side of that, what I found out is they gave out the permits for the mobile locations, and now the DOT is coming out with all kinds of rules as to how you have to run your mobile unit.
Oh, great.
So it's an ever-changing thing. And the other thing I got to tell you is, during this hiring and being short, I've kind of pushed that to the back burner. Once I found out that in February was going to be the time, I was rushing to get it done in 2 days. I kind of had the oh heck moment on my face early at that meeting with Matt, and I was glad that I was correct in what we thought. So, but it'll move along, and we're going to have Daniel Morgan help us out with that, and so that'll be going in.
Dave, the vendor that we have for those cameras, I was under the impression that they were helping out because they represented a large number of different cities. Are they involved in this at all?
They are involved. They get us any and all our data, and I just got the most recent data, because the first data that they pulled and gave to me only showed for the regular speed limit, not the school speed limit.
Okay.
And so I got back to them and got that. Now, they've been involved in giving opinions and everything else, but it's their stance that we are the permit holders, not them, and they want us to be the ones to present. If it gets to the point where we get into a civil court situation later on, I think then we'll see an en masse, a class action type thing, where all the cities affected will be joined, and then they'll have their attorney. But their attorney has been sending out stuff to us once in a while, but it is on the cities to go ahead and get those done.
Great, thank you, Chief. Anything else with regard to
Thank you.
questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
Okay, Mike, do you have anything else besides that? Catherine?
No, I'm good,
Okay,
thank you.
Susie, did you have anything today? No. I don't have anything, Matt.
Just a reminder that we'll be having the walkthrough for the apartments over at Kohl's on the afternoon of December 18th at 4 o'clock. Just want to make sure everybody remembers that, since it's a week or so away.
Are we publishing notice as a meeting for,
We can.
do we have council members themselves? I don't know how many of you are available to do that, so,
I'll be there.
I'm going to.
I'll be
I have
there.
it on my calendar.
I do too.
okay.
We'll just publish it.
We'll publish it then, okay. That sounds good. Anything else?
Yeah, we're working through, we talked about at the work session about the finance software and those things. We're continuing to go through some different options with those. I don't think we're necessarily finding anything better than Edmunds at this point, but we're still going through that like the council wanted us to do. And then I wanted to let everybody know too, we had an internal candidate who's looking at the police department. They're going through that process. That candidate will have to be sent to the enforcement school in January to be trained. So I'll be working through getting, we've contacted our attorneys about having our normal agreement reviewed. And then I'll be entering into an agreement with that on behalf of the city for training costs.
Has Susie wanted to be a police officer for quite a while?
I was just going to
Has
say.
Susie wanted to be a police officer for quite a while?
Long time, yeah.
No. No.
Just wanted to let everybody know that. We'll have more, I can share more information when we get a little bit farther down the road, but just want to let everybody know that we're going through that. And then I sent an email out to everybody today about ADP. If you could make sure you go in and verify your address and other information in there, that would be great.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay, so
if I'm in it.
since this is our last meeting of the year, Merry Christmas, everybody, Happy New Year, and meeting's adjourned.
Yeah, you need a motion and a
You need a
second
motion.
to
No,
adjourn.
I don't want a motion.
I need a motion.
I'll make a
All right.
motion.
All right, can I get a motion to
I already
adjourn?
have it.
We got it.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, well, we're done anyway, and